I welcome all this evening to our apartment investor meeting. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about leasing, our leasing process, and what we do to make it more secure, more reliable for our investors, and also to keep the community a better and a safer place for our tenants that live in our apartment communities. And so that's a very important thing to us, is to keep in a very safe place. And before we get started, I want to say this is not legal or financial advice. It's simply investors sharing what we do, and hopefully helping some others get familiar with this asset class, investing in apartments in commercial real estate. And so let's get started here with our leasing process. And I want to break it down just so it makes sense to someone that is not familiar with the process and what we do, key terms and strategies that we use in our process. Of course, we have legal aspects and compliance that we have people in place to take care of and make sure we're all above board and doing our process legally and so in compliance with the state laws. And so let's look at a couple things to get started. So we do a tenant screening, and so we do background checks. We check where they work. We do their job history, their rent history, if they've had a history of renting. Some people, especially in in downturns in the economy, a lot of people can't afford a house, maybe a big home. Maybe they lose their job or they step down, right? They downsize on their pay position in their career. And so in a downturn in the economy, for example, and so that people may sell their home or or move out of a residence and move into an apartment. And so we typically focus on B and C class apartments, and that's typically where the working class live. And from our experience, we get better better pay, better less what's the word I'm thinking of? They pay on time better. It's important to them to have a place for them and their family to live. And so that's been our experience. We check eviction history. We check bankruptcy searches, judgments, liens, criminal and sex offenders. And we check that just to keep our community safe. And we do the move in, move out checklist, where our on-site team will go in and check when someone moves out, someone moves in, right, to monitor our apartments and to keep the community in better shape than it was when we came. And so we have third-party property management teams that manage our properties. And so they take care of we have professional staff in place to stay up to date and current. And so we have rent collection, Let's talk a little about the rent collection, the financial management. And so that's a very important thing when we're operating apartments and we have our own investment in it. We have other people's investments in these properties. It's very important to us to monitor and to put things in place to help be paid up and not have have less late payers, have promotions where people will be incentivized to pay on time. And then let's talk a little about maintenance and property upkeep, which is a very important thing to the community and to attracting better tenants. And by the way, how do you like the cooler weather here in Texas, Dallas, where we are? The last couple of days have been really getting cold over here for us, changing from 110 degrees summers Fahrenheit up to down to about 51, 52 last night. So fall is here. And so handling leases and renewals and terminations, that's what we have professional management in place to help take care of all that. And of course, we look over the metrics, make sure we're on track. And so good communication in place always is a great thing. We have our weekly calls with our property management companies. And so we stay up to date on our leasing system. And so it'll be a shorter session tonight, but just wanted to step in and make sure. I think maybe our meeting reminders didn't get out on the right time zone here. So we'll see you all next week. And hope you have a great week, everyone. So that's all for today.